information.
Right.
And you try and write a wave. Every wave is unique and it's always different. It's a bit like every basin. The way it's formed, it's always different. So it depends which way the water was running in there and which way erosion took place and build-up sedimentation makes different types of rocks. And these rocks can vary with those three different types in the same area. But mainly, it's always the one type of rock in that area.
Some people are suggesting that it's possible that Boulder Opal could be the most environmentally friendly form of mining on Earth. What are your thoughts about that?
That's correct. Yeah, it's so true because of us disturbing the ground, the opal mining in Queensland, because it's such barren and harsh country, moisture can't get into it. And that way, once we've rehabilitated that bit of ground, it creates moisture to be trapped in those basins that we find our opal in, and that then rejuvenates the area.
So are you sort of like in the middle of nowhere, completely alone, bringing your own petrol and water, and there's no one else around, or is there a real community of miners up there?
We're 250 kilometres from any civilization.
Wow, so you have to know your first aid and all that stuff.
Well,
Someone gets bit by a snake or something? We
have got a flying doctor's medical box in our camp or in our house. We have got a landline with our telephone, the Telstra put in, advertised. We've got the internet as well. Everything is satellite, and we even got off-star, because we get straight up to the sky. Our power system is solar system. We're self-sufficient. We used to have a garden. The mailmen used to come out and supply our goods twice a week. And our mail. So yeah, we're pretty much.
So who does the cutting, and what's the stage between finding it and cutting it?
Well, I do have. I've trained a couple of people in cutting over the 20 years, and I've got a good friend that is my permanent cutter on the coast, and I do block out the material while I'm out there mining and sending parcels of blocked out material so it's processed, so I can keep that cash flow coming in, so I can keep my mining process at bay. Have you seen more miners coming out of the fields, or is it sort of diminishing over the last little while? In the last 20 years, I've seen it diminish by, say, 80 to 90% without exaggeration.
So why?
The extra cost that the government's created for us miners, just creating the recession in the world market. There's no outlet for opal. No one's promoting. There's no marketing, and it's crippled the industry. And it's not the price of opal that I was mining in the late 80s was double to what I'm getting today.
Oh, really?
And our cost of getting it out is quite triple. Wow. So that's why it's not affordable to do that. And that's why there's no miners left.
So do you see that'll be the future? Just be a couple of old stalwarts just continuing on, the rest will... Is that what you're thinking it's going? Where do you see it going?
I can't see it going much further, much longer. It's at the moment, especially this year, the EPA has brought out another cost and backdated the application fee 2 years. And it's created another extra cost for us. Sorry, your question?
Oh no, just where you see it going.
I don't, because of all these accumulated costs, it's just not going to go anywhere. I can't see myself being in the industry for 20 years lasting much longer when I can go and work for a big mining company.
Make a lot of money. So how long have you dealt with Australian opal cutters?
For the last 10 years.
What do they like to deal with?
Great, really good.
Excellent. So what would you tell someone if they were going to go shopping for a Boulder Opal? What would you tell them to look for?
Well, for Boulder, I hope, not because I'm miner for Boulder because I know opal. My parents have mined opal in Lightning Ridge. My uncle in Andamuka with Crystal. And I've always been growing up around opal. And Boulder has caught my attention because of its brightness, its stability. It's got everything compared to any other opal. To me, it's the superior opal. But it's not recognised because it's been around as long.
Do you think, is it fair to suggest that possibly Boulder is actually rarer than black opal?
Yes, definitely, because there's no one mining.
Right.
Not as many miners, and that's a known fact.
So just to finish up, tell us your most memorable opal experience.
The very first year.
Okay. What happened?
It was 8 months. Dad and I were digging away, and we were finding a speckle, and we didn't know what we were doing, and which made it a lot harder. And so Dad and I were shown a piece of ground by an old timer that was in the area for 30 years. So he put us on that land and says, "Here, dig here, guys. You got an opportunity. This is a chance." And we said to him, "Well, what can we give you for it?" And he said, "No, look, just give us a bottle of whiskey or whatever." That's how it was back in those days. And he says, "No, we'll sort this out if we find something." Sure enough, he showed us a spot, but in that particular area where he wanted us to mine, there was nothing there. And I wanted to mine one corner of the valley, and Dad wanted to mine another corner of the valley. And I said, "Well, Dad, George was the old timer." And I said, "George told us this. That's just we call them pot shows, and there's no colour in the area." And I says, "I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about that." I've got a good feeling about the other corner. And Dad kept saying, "No, we've got to go. Come on, I saw colour there." And he was bullshitting, So I went there. We had a look, and funny enough, after the 8 months, I was talking to the old timers. There was a couple of other old timers back around those times, and they taught me a little bit about reading the faults in the ground. I said, "Dad, walk up on top of this hill because it looks like there's a discolouring change in the ground here." So we walked up on the hill, and I jumped over a bit of spinifex grass, and Dad looked down where I was jumping, thought I was jumping over a snake. It was coming on summer. And sure enough, you saw colour all over the surface there. And and I was going, "Oh, this is it, Dad, this is it, we got it," because of all the material that was lying on the bottom of the hill. We knew there was a massive flow there. We mined that area for 4 years, and it's still today renowned as one of the best mines in Australia.
How incredible. Awesome.
That's very memorable.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Okay.